Princess Carly takes a year off from royal duties to work at a resort. She gets her big break around the holidays, when she works with the resort owner's brother, Jesse, to plan a huge event. Carly prepares to leave the resort where she has been working as an assistant event planner for almost a year. She needs to get back to her family business in Europe. Carly's boss, Nicole, has quit the job recently. With the Snowden Fest in just a few days, Allison, the owner of the resort, wants Carly to step into Nicole's shoes. The snowball commemorates the 50th anniversary of the resort Allison's parents built. Carly tries to explain how difficult her family is. She started working in events so she could bring the community together. She hasn't achieved that yet as an assistant, so Allison gives her a chance to prove herself. A little distance away in Aspen, Jesse is managing a big resort. Carly's roommate, Brittany, is upset about her moving back to Europe. Carly is now confused about Allison's offer to let her plan the snowball in 2 weeks. Brittany thinks she should stay longer, but Carly is worried about her father. Allison also asks her brother, Jesse, to help with the resort since Nicole has quit. Before this, he didn't realize she needed him. Carly's father, Christoph, doesn't understand why she wants to extend her stay at Snowden Peak. Carly took the year off to achieve something on her own. She's been following her boss's lead till now, but finally has a chance to work on something big. She's supposed to spend her birthday with her twin brother Gus, but Christoph agrees to let her stay longer, if it's important to her. Carly bumps into Jesse, and he helps her out with her hat. Allison is panicking because the pipes burst in the ballroom. They need to find another venue for the gala with just 10 days to go. Jesse surprises Allison, so she starts bragging about him being the general manager at Aspen Grand. He is using his vacation days to help Allison with the event. With him in the picture too, Allison suggests that he can partner with Carly to manage the ball. Carly comes up with a long list of potential venues that Jesse doesn't seem interested in. Brittany is glad that Jesse is back and discusses how difficult seasonal work is. She assures Carly that Jesse is one of the good ones to help her out. When Jesse tries to discuss his responsibilities with Allison, she asks him to stop delegating and takes him to Dee's treats. Dee is glad that Allison might get some social life with Jesse back in town. Carly and Jesse are unable to find a venue, so he takes her to a place he thinks is perfect. When he starts measuring it, Carly informs him that the fire code forbids them from using that venue. While she thinks he never listens, he feels like she's a know-it-all. Allison rants about a high-end tourist, Gustav, checking into the Matterhorn villa. When Jesse comes to take Allison out for a drink, Carly asks them to enjoy, without revealing that she wants to deal with her brother. Gus felt like he had to come over when he heard about Carly missing their birthday. He's also worried that she's forgetting her duties as the Princess of Landora. Gus needs her back home to smooth things over with him and their father, King Christoph. Carly took the year off in the hopes that Gus and Christoph would finally learn to communicate with each other. Since that didn't work out, Gus panicked when he learned that Carly was staying back longer. Gus's friend, Prince Emil, seems excited about Carly planning a gala. He preferred to tag along with Gus instead of visiting his family in Denmark. Carly explains that no one there knows she's a princess. She doesn't want people to treat her differently while she's throwing a gala. She asks Gus to pretend to be a commoner too, so her cover is not blown. She thinks Gus and Emil can enjoy the Snowden Fest events like sleigh rides and the ice rink till then. Carly assures Brittany that her brother and his friend are good skiers. Carly is more worried about their lack of venue and wonders why Jesse doesn't handle his family business with Allison. When Brittany mentions some people prefer to make their own lives, Carly understands that. Gus knows Emil has always had a crush on Carly. He texts the king's secretary to extend their stay so that Emil can get closer to her. He hopes Carly finds a reason to return to Landora. A package arrives for Carly from Landora at night. While Allison asks Jesse to keep it on her desk, he conducts a quick online search and learns that she's a princess. While organizing the sleigh ride, Carly introduces Jesse to Gus and Emil. He seems very curious about where they're from. When Jesse discusses how everyone at the resort will miss Carly when she's gone, Gus insists that she has to be a part of an important family business. During the sleigh ride, Emil brings some hot chocolate for Carly to remind her of home. They were together at the academy for 2 years in Geneva, before she went off to a school in America. Jesse joins Carly on her way to the ski school to check out something for Allison. He mentions her package from Landora and admits that he knows about her being a princess. She asks him to keep her secret so people don't assume she's spoiled. Jesse doesn't believe that she is, but Carly is worried about her title changing things with Snowball. As she begs him to keep it a secret, Emil drops by to ask her out for a meal. Since Carly is distracted, she agrees to meet him on Saturday. Carly learns that Dee knows Jesse so well since she used to babysit him. Jesse suggests that Carly should try an ice cream that Dee hasn't made in a long time. Since she is closed during the summers, there's no reason for her to make it. Jessie remembers the time when this place was open all year round. The lack of business has made things seasonal, but Jessie remembers everything magical about the town during the summers. Carly gets intrigued by the Summit Lodge, which is closed during the summer to store equipment. When she points out that it's not summer, they head to the lodge to check out the space. It seemed perfect, so they pitch the idea of using the summer lodge as the venue to Allison. Their parents built it to be a restaurant, and it has become more accessible since the parking lot was built. Jessie also knows that this venue could help with year-round employment at Snowdon Peak. They don't have a publicity budget, so Carly and Jessie suggest getting some celebrity guests. Allison agrees to let them work on it if they come up with a theme soon. Gus is enjoying the commoner life and understands why Carly loves this place. Emile thinks she might change her mind after their date on Saturday. Brittany introduces herself to Gus and informs him about happy hour at the Yodeler. He loves the economic concept and wonders if Carly will be there. Brittany knows Carly is working very hard and thinks Gus should be proud. Jessie and Carly are headed to the lodge on a road that hasn't been plowed in months. When they get stuck, Jessie asks her to keep digging so she gets distracted from the cold. When that doesn't help, he asks about her life as a princess. It's mostly about public appearances and ribbon cutting for her. The main task is maintaining the peace between Kristoff and Gus. She knows that her father wants to retire and Gus wants to be the king, but there's a huge lack of communication. Carly, on the other hand, wants to do something on her own. Jessie has also been trying to make his own life in Aspen away from the family business. Soon enough, Kristoff drops by Gus's villa. When Carly looks at the view, she thinks Snowdon Peak's natural beauty should be their theme. As she keeps getting ideas and almost falls into the snow, Jessie asks her to continue their conversation inside. Gus explains why Carly is trying to hide her identity. He thinks Kristoff should wait till the ball to reveal himself to Carly so she doesn't get distracted from work. Gus understands that this place and the people mean a lot to her. Kristoff watches Carly playing in the snow with Jessie and thinks he has never seen her this happy. When Carly and Jessie pitch Winter Wonderland to Allison as their theme, she loves it. She is just worried about the budget and asks Jessie to look over it. After examining things, Jessie rants to Dee about not being able to afford the ball they want. He doesn't want to raise people's expectations about year-round work if the ball isn't a success. Dee is positive about this move because people are finally getting hopeful. Jessie and Carly are working in the lodge when Emile turns up to remind her of their date. She tries to clarify things to Jessie, but he asks her not to explain. Dee brings the boots Allison left in her car 6 months ago when they last went out. She asks Allison and Jessie to tag along for an event that night. Carly loves the place Emile brought her to, so he hopes to keep exciting her like this in Landora too. He thinks she will soon wrap up her work in Snowdon Peak and will have to get back to her royal life. This makes her feel like he doesn't understand her. They soon get distracted by an announcement about Emile's black Ferrari getting towed. When he leaves, Jessie, who is at the same bar, asks Carly for a dance. Dee loves that Allison is enjoying again, but she knows it'll be more work once Jessie leaves. Dee asks Allison to communicate about how much she needs Jessie's help. When she watches him dancing with Carly, she thinks he might have a reason to stay. Carly admits that she's not happy about her move back to Landora. When she learns that Emile is struggling with his car, she heads out to help him. Emile's experience at the impound lot has been exciting. Carly knows it's mostly because he is getting some time off from being a prince. Jessie finds Carly working late at night and trying to heat her hands. He admits how much he misses this place and all his childhood memories. The next morning, Dee offers to donate her desserts and coffee for the event. Gus is curious about their date, but Emile is now thinking of taking a year off too. When Jessie informs Carly about Dee donating her desserts, she gets the idea of signing up volunteers for the gala. The locals seem more than happy to contribute if there's any possibility of year-round work. Allison is proud of how well Jessie and Carly are managing the event. Jessie thinks it has a lot more to do with how much the people of Snowdon Peak love the place. Allison finally admits that she needs help with the place and asks him to stick around for her. He shares this with Carly and thinks he can't say no to his family. Kristoff is glad to learn that Gus wants to be king soon and thinks of it as an honor rather than a burden. Allison offers to promote Carly to the lead event planner, but she insists she has family obligations. Kristoff arrives at the lodge when only Jessie is around and pretends to be a stranger. Jessie discusses how irreplaceable Carly is and offers to arrange tickets for Kristoff. Jessie admits to Allison that he built a life in Aspen to do something without his family name. He wants to come back and help her one day, but Allison has heard back from a potential buyer. She's excited about the offer and thinks it's too much to handle the place on her own. Carly finds out about the potential sale too. Allison assures her and Jesse that she's not deciding anything until after the ball. She is worried about the gala because none of the celebrities have agreed to come yet. Gus tries to help Carly, but she wants to be alone. The next morning, everyone knows from the newspaper that Carly is a princess. Gus leaked the news to help her get a better turnout for the event. When she gets to the lodge, Jesse makes her realize that all the volunteers signed up way before they knew she was a princess. Carly gets used to it and makes Brittany wear her tiara. Emil drops by to discuss something with her. After what Gus did, Kristoff thinks he's ready to be king if he thinks so much about helping the community. Emil plans to head back home so he can also take a year off from being a prince. He thanks Carly for being so brave and showing him the way. As Carly teaches Jesse how to waltz, they're about to kiss in the moment. Allison interrupts them because a lot of bigwigs have checked in. On the night of the ball, Jesse finally gets a reality check about Carly being a princess. When Gus asks Carly for the first dance, she thanks him for meddling and helping with the event. He thanks her for helping him get the courage to discuss things with Kristoff. Since he is retiring soon, Gus will start shadowing him. Gus even brings a cupcake so they can make a wish on their birthday. When Brittany asks Gus for a dance, he obliges. Carly finds Jesse sitting alone and moping. He admits that he has feelings for her, but doesn't want to be the reason she has to stay away from her family. When he walks out, Carly watches Kristoff making an entrance. He wants to be incognito on her big night. Allison thanks Carly in front of him and knows the event is a success because of her talent. When Carly mentions how much Jesse helped, Kristoff wants to meet him. He finds Jesse outside and pretends to be the stranger he met the other day. Jesse shares his feelings with him about walking away from the woman he loves. When Kristoff learns that Jesse wants to honor Carly's family duties, he asks Jesse to stick around at the party. Kristoff asks Carly to stay back in Snowden Peak if it means so much to her. Jesse feels embarrassed when he realizes who Kristoff is. He also regrets letting her title come in the middle of his feelings. He approaches Allison and offers to help with the resort with Carly by their side. When they're alone, Jesse can't believe that he wanted to go back to Aspen a week ago. He is much happier now and kisses her.